Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be covering the Alphabet, so Google earnings, and as well I'm going to go over the ServiceNow earnings as well. God damn it. Okay. All right. So, well, we'll just get started. So I listened to the call yesterday. Couldn't film the video. So here we go. This is their new model, so they have the 3.5. Now they have 3.6 flash that they said is working very well. It's a good cost to compute kind of ratio, they said. Now here you have all of these segments, their performance. They've been doing wonderful, especially in cloud. Cloud backlog is the third biggest there is, or maybe no, I think Oracle is third. I think Google is fourth, but their growth is unprecedented. You have plus 82%. I mean, if they keep growing at this rate, they really might become the biggest cloud provider, and that would put them in such a tremendous position. As well as they have YouTube, which is the greatest platform. Like it's so much bigger than Netflix. It's better than all of the other ones when you talk about Amazon Prime and such. Now Amazon has a better ad business than Google has, but overall it's still YouTube in and out of itself is a better platform than any singular platform. Next, well, here we look at the income statement. So their revenue has grown 24%. Their cost of revenue has grown. Their research of development, sales and marketing, general administrative. It went up 21% overall. Still less than revenue. But we know this. We know this, that like their revenue is going to cost more because they're expanding a lot of capital at the moment. Net income available to common shareholders has grown tremendous. Okay, diluted IPS, yeah, 294. This is an insane number. And I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't seen as to why that happened, such big gap, because it was supposed to be in the 2.6. But, the stock is down. It's probably a technicality of some sort. Now here we have Alphabet revenue and net income. So that's the revenue and the net income here. Operating income, I mean. That has grown by 9 billion. Over 9.5 billion, which is kind of insane. 34%. That is great. Their cost of revenue went up. We've already seen that. So this is their traffic acquisition cost, which is only a small percentage compared to their other cost of revenue, which are probably in compute and such. Besides that, we have operating expenses. So R&D is the biggest by far. It's bigger than both sales, marketing, and general and administrative combined. We have, so here this is nice seeing this. YouTube ads is a humongous part of their revenue. I mean, Google search and other. So Google search is their biggest, obviously their biggest thing for now. Are they including cloud in Google? I'm so confused. Google services revenue, I guess, is cloud. Okay, cloud is not included in that. That's good. Subscription platforms. So now we have YouTube ads here, and we have subscription platforms and devices here. It's important to understand that YouTube is also included in subscription because they have the YouTube Premium and YouTube Music, I think, which both of them, or at least the YouTube Premium, doesn't have ads, and so it cannot be combined here. So we don't know which part of it is, but I'm pretty sure it's a strong part of it because it's definitely their biggest platform by far. I mean, they have Google Movie, they have like other things, but it's nothing is close to YouTube. So I'm gonna put myself more like this. Operating income has grown by 6.5 billion. About their Google. Okay, this is what I love. This is what I'm here for. Google Cloud revenue up 84%. 82%, almost 2x in a year. Every single dollar that they spend on compute to add to their cloud offering, it's like there's so much money to be made. They still have too much demand. They're still unable to meet the demand. And one reason why I'm super bullish on cloud as a whole, so I'm bullish on Microsoft as well, I'm bullish on Amazon Cloud, I'm bullish on Google Cloud, is simply because right now we have this AI thing where compute is extremely, I'm even bullish on the neo clouds, but it's we have this situation where everyone's constrained right now with AI, and then it's like, okay, well then when they stop being constrained, it's going to be a way bigger part of their revenue first off. But at the same time, when we get into robotics, it's going to be even more compute that's going to be required. When it comes to quantum computing, so much more compute is going to be required. And so Google Cloud, all of the cloud companies are in a position where all of the money that they spend on compute within the next decades is going to ROI tremendously, and they're in a position where no one can really touch them. No one can expand at the speed that they expand because they don't have the capital for it. No one can compete with them, and they have such a head start right now. Now you even have Oracle as well. But Oracle, my biggest thing is that, well, they're not as great of a company as a Google and such, in terms of the amount of debt that they're getting compared to their market cap and such is ridiculous. But at the same time, and they also have like 300 billion with OpenAI, which is a bit scary. But we'll see. Even Oracle, I'm bullish on. I do believe in Oracle's ability to monetize well with that. Anyways, obviously I am bullish, but there are still things that you should look out for if you're gonna invest in cloud companies. Like, for example, the amount of companies that they have cloud contracts with. That's why I prefer a company like a Google Cloud, Microsoft, where their compute with OpenAI is at such a they've made arrangements with them, and so it's the one that they have the less margins on, and it's also the best price that OpenAI can possibly get. So if they're going to cancel contracts, they'll obviously cancel Oracle way before Microsoft because of the price agreements that they have. So that's that. Next, we have their CapEx. CapEx is growing, but like I said, I'm bullish on cloud. Cloud is going to cost a lot. I'm bullish on, obviously, you're bullish on, you got to be bullish on AI if you're invested in Alphabet, you know. They have the new models. They're saying that Gemini is their biggest, is their most ambitious model. I hope it can compete close to the frontier level. Because at some point Gemini was at the frontier level, and now it feels like it's fallen behind. That's my only thing. But I've heard that Steven Fiorelli, who's a co-host on Basis Point, he's talked about this idea that Google is gonna wait until Anthropic and ChatGPT IPO to release their biggest models, because it's gonna, it's gonna have a big impact on them. It could have a big financial impact on them, and it could put Gemini in a way better position. I don't like that. I really don't like that. So I hope that is just that they're having trouble maintaining the momentum, because if OpenAI starts having trouble with their RPOs, that they have with Oracle, with Microsoft, with all of these other companies, it puts this bullish AI thesis in such a bear case. So I don't really believe that, to be honest. I just think that it's extremely competitive, and so you can't do that. Google cannot just, this idea I don't think is good. I think it would bite them in the ass. So that's that. If you've you have a subscription with Claude, you're not going to switch it to Gemini right after for like similar compute, a little bit above with Gemini, unless you have specific tasks that Geminis are way better for than Claude, which, unless that is the case, there's really no point in them doing that. Anyways, I'm going to start rambling real quick. Free cash flow. So free cash flow is going down, but we know this. It's okay. Every other metric is going up. And this is the gap. Overall, I think right now, Google is down. Google is down today. I when I checked that opening, it was down around 5%. Let me just validate that right now. And I have a position in Google. Google is down 6.73% of that earning. And it's all because of CapEx. And I think the other problem that there is, it seemed that in the question and answering section, everyone was talking about the AI models. Hey, when is Gemini gonna, are you planning on being faster with your new releases, because they're kind of falling behind the frontier models of Anthropic and such, which is true. It really is true. So that's one of the problem. But when you look at cloud and such, overall, I don't think it's bearish for Gemini. I think for Google, for Alphabet. I think that at this price right now, at $318, down from a peak of 400, so we're down quite a bit. We're down in the past 3 months. We're down from the high. We're down 23%. Okay, from peak. We're at a P ratio of 26.8. With trailing 12 months, because of their SpaceX earnings and such, the valuation has been high. But I think that Alphabet is the biggest winner in AI. I think Alphabet in 5 years is the biggest company. Oh, okay. I'm not going to talk about NVIDIA. Besides NVIDIA, I think it's going to be the second biggest company. I think it could be bigger than NVIDIA, though, with the TPUs. They've had great... I don't know why they're not talking about it in the presentation, which is kind of annoying. But when it comes to their TPU business, they're saying that they're seeing an increase in demand. And, well, they're also doing... a lot of the R&D spending is on Gemini and TPUs. But their TPUs could be a kind of disruptor for NVIDIA. And if that thesis does play out and you get in at that price, dude, you're going to be a rich man. So that's what I got for now. That's what I have. So TPUs, then you have the Gemini, they're releasing new models. They're saying they're doing great in enterprise. They're saying 90% of the Fortune 100 are working with Gemini, which I don't really like that as a person that's have a bigger stake in Microsoft. I just think the valuation is better. But overall, I'm super bullish on Google, and I think this might be the first company that's gonna pass the... I keep saying that, but I honestly have no clue where NVIDIA is going. I just feel like they haven't been moving the same. They don't have the same kind of beta. Maybe they do, but in the past couple months, they've reacted weird to the market and such. But their numbers are always incredible. So that's about it. If I would say that if you're right now at 318, it's a great price. I'm gonna do a video, I think probably tomorrow, but maybe further down, about the 10 stocks that I'm looking at right now that I find cheap and that have great company. I'll do a small thesis on them, super small thesis, and just go one over the other ones. there's so many cheap stocks in the market right now, and here's one of them. We're talking about ServiceNow. Now let me work this. Hell yeah. We're back. Okay. Let me. Well, sorry guys. Okay, I can't seem to make it any. Okay, it's lagging. Anyways, all right, we're gonna go here. So what sets us apart? Yada yada yada. That was a great call, by the way. I love the CEO, Bill McMurdo, I think he's called. Dude, this guy is energetic, saying we are who we say we are, and all. You got that energy, and I feel him. The stock has been getting destroyed even today. Yesterday, after hours, and it was up in the 6 point something percent, almost 7%. Might have been over that later down, but and now it's down today. The stock is down today, so it all went down, and even some of the software stocks are up. So I'm wondering why it's getting beat up like that. Um, let's look at this earning together. So they have an increase of 24.5% on subscription revenue to 23,877. Last quarter was at 3.77, so you're talking about a good increase here. Current RPO is 13.20, which is up 21% year over year. RPOs are at 29 billion, up 21%. Dude, these are beautiful numbers. These are beautiful numbers. So current RPOs in the next 12 months, it's in the TTM, but remaining performance obligation include the CRPO, but they're not within a set amount of time. So that's the big difference. So these can include like 5 years contract and such. Non-GAAP operating margins are at 29.5%. They've beaten by 50 points, 50 basis points. Non-GAAP free cash flow, 16%. I don't like that. I don't really care about non-GAAP free cash flow. Let's just look at 16%, 50% beat. That's good. Their guidance, Army's impact, so subscription revenue, non-GAAP, 175 BPS, current RPO, 150 BPS. Damn, I love that they're starting with the guidance. Full year guidance, 1.25. Okay, but like, give me numbers. Okay, give me numbers here, man. All these BPS stuff, corporate jargon. Here we have 3.97 to 3.98. I wish they reach 4. I really want them to reach 4. It's getting to close to that number. It's only 20 million away. So 3.975 billion from 3.87 billion. That's good. That's good growth. They keep growing well. Quarter over quarter. Comparison to previously issued guidance. I should have studied these flipping graphics before. Guidance midpoint, actual results. Okay, all right, so whatever that means. Full year guidance 15.76 to 15.78, 22.5% increase year over year. That's great. That is great. That's great. Year over year subscription revenue. Previous year growth 23, 22, 22, 22. Here we have 25 on the actual growth. Previous year growth, actual growth, non-GAAP. Dude, so this company's growth is growing, which that's great. Currency impact year over year. It's, I guess that's a good thing. Remaining performance obligations has only grown. Now here it was big in Q4, but I guess in Q4 that's a point where there's a lot of them. Hopefully we have that same kind of growth, because if you look at Q4 25 compared to here, it's like, okay, well, it's not really grown like that. But from Q2, it has grown. It better have the similar growth for Q4 2026. Current customer cohort, annual growth of initial, that's their annual contract value. So essentially what they're saying is that their growth for their contracts with client has been growing. Okay, as an illustrated, the 2001 annual of 100 and grew to ACV to 3,599 as of Q2 26, representing growth of 233% since 2011. But even then, now, like when you look from 25 to 26, they're still growing quite a bit. They've still grown by a lot. So they are growing their contract value with their clients on a absolute basis. Expansion of customer relationships, so that's their CRM situation that has been growing. Number of customers with 5.5+ million annual contract value. That's good. That has grown by quite a bit. That's grown by 28 new contracts since in the past 3 months. That is phenomenal, because 5 million plus contracts is insane. That is good. If they reach like 1,000 here, that's gonna be phenomenal. Renewal rate, expansion of customer relationships. I don't know if it's regarding their CRM, but whatever solution it is regarding, I don't think it was. I said customer relationships, but I don't know if that's their customer relationships or their client's customer relationship. I guess it's theirs. Renewal rate has grown to 98%, but it's been there, 97, 98. It's pretty flat, but that's not really supposed to grow. I don't know how much more you can grow there. Trailing 12-month net new ACV contribution across workflow and product. Okay, we have it here. Technology workflow, CRM and industry core. Okay, so that is good. It is growing. It stayed flat, but it's their biggest quarter for CRM. That is good. Creator workflow, all right, and their technology. Workflow is becoming less and less, but that's just because this one grew, CRM grew, so that's good, I guess. Trailing 12-month gap revenue by geography, North America. I'm not even gonna try to figure out these acronyms. North America 63%, that's good, and it stayed flat the whole time, so that's whatever. Head count by department, they said that they'd remain with the same head count. They've grown their head count, and they're saying that they're going to keep the same head count as well. Non-GAAP gross margins, phenomenal margins. Non-GAAP operating cash flow, that has grown. See, the margins have dropped slightly. No, they've not dropped slightly. Sorry, they've been dropping a bit, but they're at 80.5. Their non-GAAP PS, another, okay. Non-GAAP total gross margins have also been dropping. But they're still like phenomenal margins, so that's fine. Non-GAAP operating cash flow, okay, that has dropped. But at the same time, it stayed flat here. But it's not that great. It's not looking all that great unless they're gonna go back to that one for Q2, Q3. But like if they keep dropping, that's not good. Year over year drop in their operating margin. It's really not that big of a deal, obviously. They're growing so much, they can focus on operating margin expansion further down the line. Right now, all they got to do is to keep growing. That's what makes this company so attractive. Non-GAAP net income, diluted EPS. Mm, okay. I mean, they've grown since the last time. I don't know if there's something about like Q2 being less agreement signed, something like that. But we have this. I think ServiceNow is in a phenomenal position. I think when you look at the numbers are very solid. But the thing that is very important is that they own the workflow. The AI solution is going to be integrated directly into the workflow. They're getting into CRM, which is performing well. They're going into, they are already, they already own the workflow when it comes to their solution for tickets and sorry in IT. A lot of they're saying that a lot of the IT demand, IT agents, AI agents are able to like accomplish the tasks and like adding the accesses and such and completing tasks 100% on their own for like 90% of the tickets, which is insane. Um, that is definitely going to help. They're integrating AI agents, the AI control tower to help with AI agents across multiple fields. We use ServiceNow in my company in the banking field that I work in, and we use it for a completely other thing than IT. We do use it for IT. We use it for admin, for other forms of admin. Um, like not IT, like we use it for manipulations that must be done into the account by someone that works in admin and such. So we send them like a ticket and they do it. If AI agents are able to do these, then it's going to be, that's on in my company. Obviously, we're going to see something great with that. When it comes to something else, such as, we do procedures, like not procedures, and that's in French. Sorry, we do. We have like tasks list and such. When you do a specific manipulation, you go and you find the ticket number. You It's not like a ticket. It's like a paper essentially, like a document that tells you the steps to accomplish it with, and we have to keep them up to date, modify them and such, and that AI is doing on its that like if AI can help us like rewrite them and such and do all of these things, that's also gonna help. There's so many ways in which ServiceNow's platform is added to the workflow, and it's only getting bigger. And now they're adding CRM, workflow, creator workflow, core business workflow, HR, procurement, facilities, legal, finance. They're getting into everything. I find them to be kind of like a competitor to Palantir in some sense. They are going to be the ServiceNow AI platform, unite data, AI, workflow, and security to maximize the value of existing technology. They were talking about cybersecurity, where they have over a billion of, they have over $1 billion business in cybersecurity, which honestly, their earnings, they don't really, they should divide more. Their earnings kind of like an IBM that goes consulting, hardware, and such. I feel like they should do something like that, but they don't. But their call, their actual webcasts are pretty good. So I'm not gonna eat too much. So this is it. Two phenomenal companies that are down today. Let me see if ServiceNow is still down today. Now it's down 1.31%. And mind you, I bought at the lowest of the low that it hit when it went down 16% in a single day around. I'm up 10% on the position, but like I'm only up 10%, which that's not good. The stock, I haven't in CAD, but if you look at the stock, it's under $100 right now, under 100 billion in market cap. Uh, this is a phenomenal company with great margins that is going to do close to 16 billion this year. So in revenue. And so we're going to see how this company goes, but I really like it at this valuation. I think it's a phenomenal company. In the 90s, dude, if it touches the I-80s, it's a no-brainer. So I'll do the video. I'm gonna prepare to do the video on the 10 stocks that I find very attractive right now for this month, for the end of this month, and this is it. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you want me to cover a specific company and such. I'll happily oblige. I'm gonna do the same for Microsoft next week. I think Apple's also releasing earnings. I don't know if I'm wrong about that. A lot of interesting companies are releasing earnings. It is earnings season. Today, Intel, but I don't care about Intel. It trades as a 160 of P ratio, and it's a company that's been there for 30 years. They're just in a good position, but I don't know. I don't like them. That's it. Goodbye.